So our first step when we want to control bleeding is we want to put some gloves on, pretend gloves here, so that we don't get any bloodborne pathogens in contact with us. So if we have an artery that is bleeding, we want to control it. So we'll put our first layer of gauze on in direct pressure for about 5 minutes. If it gets saturated, you can always add layers on to the injury, but still keeping pressure over it. You can always add layers if you need to remove layers. Always remove extra sets that you have, but never the first layer. You want to keep the first layer on so you don't cause any bleeding from what has already been clotted underneath. So next what you are going to do is you're going to get your roller gauze and go over the gauze that you have that's over the wound. You want to be sure not to make it too tight under wherever the wound is at to cut off circulation in that area, but just tight enough to keep the gauze in place. And if you don't need, as you're wrapping it, if you don't need any more pressure, then you can tuck your remaining gauze underneath or above. If you need direct pressure over the wound itself, then you'll take it and kind of come up under, and then what you can do is tighten it down so that and over any part of the wound that there is. So once you're done wrapping it, you want to check for circulation. Make sure you still have blood flow to the extremities. Anytime if you have to wrap something, then you definitely want to seek medical attention after so that they can get looked at. So once we have the bandage on, if we still can't control the bleeding that way, then we'll do something, we'll place the tourniquet. So I just have this kind of laying around, but they do sell tourniquets commercially. The most important thing is checking your diameter of what you're putting on. If it's something that is too thin, you can cause injury to the blood vessels or anything underneath. But so you want something thick enough that will work. So what you're going to do is you're going to tie it over 2 to 3 inches above the injury like a shoelace, and then pull down pressure here. You'll want something rigid, so I have a makeup brush that I'm just going to use like so, and then you'll take another knot over it and you're going to twist it and keep twisting to create pressure until you can get help. You want to do this to hopefully this will help stop the bleeding so she doesn't lose a limb, or stop bleeding so she doesn't go into shock and control it that way. Thank you.